Now, from WYDC TV, this is Big Fox News at 10.
Thanks for joining us on this Friday night. I'm Anna Manuel. Start your engines, or shall I say, stretch your legs. The Wine Glass Marathon is back in the Southern Tier, and our Maggie Hall went down to the Race Series Expo to see what it's all about.
With one full day left until racers are at the start line, it's safe to say that the Wine Glass Race Series is back. I met with race director Sheila Sutton today at the Wine Glass Expo to talk about what the community has to look forward to this coming Sunday. This is the Race Series' 41st year, and racers are coming from all around the world to compete.
So we actually have 15 countries represented this year, and some that are new. We have somebody from India, we have Tobago, and about 150 runners from Canada.
Along with people coming from all around the globe to the Southern Tier, there are also 48 states represented in the races. After COVID delays, the races are back into full swing.
You know, it's kind of, with the last few years, it's been difficult for them to come, so it's great to have that many coming back to run with us.
What if you don't want to run, but you want to cheer on the racers? The Wine Glass has you covered.
So on our website, www.wineglassmarathon.com, there actually is a spectator map if you go to the full marathon or the half marathon.
The Wine Glass Expo is open in the Corning Museum of Glass Auditorium tomorrow from 9 to 6. For info on the race series, you can visit wineglassmarathon.com. See you at the races. Maggie Hall, Big Fox News, Corning.
A fundraiser created to support the family of a teenager killed in a car crash earlier this week. Big Fox's Josh Feldberg was in Spencer today where the crash happened.
The town of Spencer is in mourning after a Spencer Van Etten high school senior tragically lost his life in a car crash this week. 16-year-old Travis Allen was driving down Ithaca Road towards Spencer when the car crashed into a house along the road. According to the Spencer Van Etten School District Superintendent Barbara Case, Allen was transported to Guthrie Robert Packer Hospital, where he succumbed to his injuries Wednesday afternoon. Superintendent Case announced in a letter to parents that the school has set up a crisis intervention team to help students, staff, and parents process the event. The letter also stated, "We are saddened by this loss to our school community and will make every effort to assist you and your child. This may be a difficult time for your child, your family, and members of our school community." Over 100 people gathered at Nichols Park to partake in a candlelight vigil on Thursday night to mourn the passing of Allen. A GoFundMe was created for Allen's family to help pay for funeral expenses. According to the Tioga County Sheriff's Department, the cause of the crash is still under investigation. Big Fox will update you when more details become available. Josh Feldberg, Big Fox News, Spencer.
Ian made landfall once again, this time as a Category 1 storm on the coast of South Carolina this afternoon. This as people in Southwest Florida continue to assess the devastation. Lauren Blanchard has more.
Ian not letting up days after it left parts of Southwest Florida in ruins. The storm regaining strength as it pummeled South Carolina and Georgia on Friday.
The flooding is going to be the worst case scenario for downtown historic Charleston and outlying areas.
In Florida, 150-mile-per-hour winds devastated Fort Myers, ripping homes and businesses from their foundations. Boats and abandoned vehicles now line the streets.
It's gone. It's gone.
Residents are returning to their homes to try and recover whatever they can.
You feel like you're in a war zone. You don't feel like you're in your little community, your beautiful little beach town.
Just watched roofs and buildings just get knocked down, cars floating down the road. And
search and rescue crews are continuing to make their way around the hardest hit counties. Hundreds of people have already been taken to safety, many by air. Florida officials say 911 has received thousands of calls for help by those stranded after the storm. But first responders are facing a big challenge, with many roads and bridges in the region left impassable.
Rescue personnel have gone to more than 3,000 homes in the hardest hit areas, going door to door to check on the occupants of those residences.
The Supreme Court formally welcomes Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson to the High Court. An investiture ceremony was held Friday morning for Jackson, who made history as the first black woman to sit on the U.S. Supreme Court. President Biden and the First Lady attended the ceremony, as well as the Vice President and First Gentleman. Chief Justice John Roberts and Jackson walked down the steps of the Supreme Court after that ceremony and posed for a photo. Jackson, the 104th Associate Justice of the Supreme Court, is also among 4 women ever to sit on the High Court bench at the same time. Earlier today, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky signed Ukraine's application for accelerated accession to NATO. This as Russian President Vladimir Putin celebrating in Moscow over annexing Russian-occupied territories in Ukraine. Trey Yingst has more from Kyiv, Ukraine.
We will protect our land by all forces and means we have, and we will do everything to provide a secure life to our people.
It's a day of celebration for Russian President Vladimir Putin, who's holding events Friday to mark the annexation of 4 Russian-occupied territories that make up 15% of Ukraine. Putin signing treaties that the Kremlin claims officially put Kherson, Zaporizhia, Donetsk, and Luhansk under Russian rule. Days after a referendum vote to secede from Ukraine allegedly got overwhelming support. Results Western officials reject. As Russia continues to struggle in battles in the eastern parts of this country, Ukraine is bracing for further escalation and the possibility Moscow will turn to nuclear weapons. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky making a plea to Russian citizens to act now.
To stop this, you will have to stop the one, Russian President Vladimir Putin in Russia, who wants war more than life, your life, the citizens of Russia.
The annexation celebrations come hours after Russian missile strikes on Zaporizhia, targeting a humanitarian convoy heading to Russian-occupied territory to bring family members back across the front lines. The attack leaving at least 24 dead and dozens of others injured.
These are high-explosive fragmentation missiles. The type of rocket is designed for fragmentation damage.
Moscow warning that any attack on the annexed territories will be considered an act of aggression against Russia. In Kyiv, Trey Yingst, Fox News.
Do you have hazardous waste in your home? If so, you can get rid of it at the Chemung County Hazardous Waste Collection. The materials accepted include the list on your screen, such as antifreeze, bleach, and fluorescent lights. For a full list of accepted materials and to pre-register, call the Cornell Cooperative Extension of Chemung County at 607-734-4453. This event is only open to Chemung County residents and is free to participate. Magic is coming to the Southern Tier. Mario the Magician is coming to the Clemens Center. Mario chatted with Big Fox News about his Robot Magic event and what people can expect from his show.
The message of the show, coincides with my real life. It's do what you love, use what you have, and have fun. And we mix that throughout the whole show, leading examples with visuals, with robotics and comedy and magic. Is especially for kids, like elementary, middle school, and high school, showing them a way to use technology in a very unique way.
Mario will be at the Clemens Center October 15th. To buy tickets, call the box office at 607-734-8191. Your weekend forecast is next, and later, a forecast of what to expect for holiday travel. Stay with us.
Here's your local stock market update from Big Fox. Now, your Twin Tiers forecast from Big Fox.
Well, happy last day of September. We've been watching some changes in the weather pattern, and we see quickly as we stepped into our evening hours, you can see some of that higher level cloud cover that was streaming its way in, as that was associated with remnants of Ian. And we'll detail more on that here in just a moment, but we will stay mostly cloudy overnight, which is going to help out temperatures. Not as cool as last morning, as we will hold to just around average into the mid 40s, even 46 into Elmira, 45 into Westfield, to about 44 in Wayland. Island. But that cloud cover is associated with some of those outer bands of remnants of Ian, as landfall did occur across South Carolina earlier today. So cloudier skies and isolated showers will dominate much of our Saturday, as remnants of Ian will work up portions of the Appalachians and then work its way back out into the Atlantic. Also on the backside of that system, as it works its way out of the region, it is going to be a little breezy on Sunday. Not blustery all day long, but a few wind gusts up to about 20 miles per hour, bringing in some of those cooler conditions will be in place. But we'll see that skies will be clearing, and next week we have a pretty nice forecast setting up. Plenty of sunshine with some fall-like temperatures with some slight warming as we step into the latter half of the week. So running into what's going to be a gloomier day for our Saturday, we'll see that the overnight potential of more of that cloud cover will continue to stream its way into the region, and light showers are really all that's going to be associated with this system, not expecting total widespread heavy rainfall. So rolling on through here, you can see some of those banding features that we'll be setting up, pulling towards the region. This is about 5 a.m., 7 a.m., and then here we are stepping into the afternoon. So really light showers for the most part, just hitting that Pennsylvania and New York border. So there might be some pockets of some downpours, but then you really see the extent doesn't spread far past the border there of Pennsylvania and New York, as that low pressure system is going to pull away from the area. So when we look at accumulation, we're not trending to expect much. We see maybe a few hundredths of an inch up through portions of the Finger Lakes, and then closer to the south, that's where up to about a tenth of an inch will be possible. So pretty light accumulation. However, it's going to just aid to some of those gloomier skies around. So temperatures will hold into those lower 60s, even where some rainier conditions in Wellsboro and Westfield there are going to hold into the mid 50s. We'll see 62 into Elmira, even 62 into Bath, to about 59 into Wayland, as we'll see some brighter skies maybe be around across portions of the Finger Lakes, or at least drier conditions. As we step into Sunday, we'll start to see some clearing. Might mention a shower or two, especially in the morning, but more sunshine in place allows for widespread temperatures to hold within those lower 60s. And if maybe you're going to take some time to try to get outdoors and see some of the fall colors, although it's not the best weather, it's looking like we're starting to see some of those colors start to change, and it happens pretty quickly as we step into October. So we'll have plenty of time though next week, as we will see plenty of sunshine and comfortable temperatures into the 60s to get outdoors, and then we may be tracking another weather pattern switch as we head into the latter parts of next week.
New details are emerging in the Elon Musk and Twitter drama. Toyota lowers its output target for October, and a Hollywood star sells the rights to his digital twin. CJ Papa has today's business briefs.
Newly obtained court records show former Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey tried to recruit Elon Musk to the company's board. The text message exchange coming nearly 1 year before Musk's $44 billion takeover bid for the platform. The revelations coming as a court battle is just weeks away from getting underway. It could force Musk to buy the company, even though he is trying to get out of it. Toyota lowering its October production target by about 50,000 to about 750,000 vehicles due to a shortage of chips. The Japanese automaker said its 9.7 million vehicle production target for the current financial year through March 2023 has not changed. Bruce Willis is the first Hollywood actor to sell his image rights to a deepfake company, meaning he could continue to appear on the big screen even after retirement. The Die Hard star's family revealed earlier this year he was retiring after being diagnosed with aphasia, a brain disorder that affects his ability to communicate. And Phil Collins and his former bandmates from Genesis have sold a bundle of their music rights to an American music label for over $300 million. The mega deal reportedly includes publishing copyrights and music streaming income from not just the Genesis songs, but the three bandmates' solo careers as well. That's business. I'm CJ Papa.
Well, it seems like the holiday shopping season starts earlier every year, and this year is no exception. And with ongoing inflation influencing major retailers to usher in deals beginning in October. Ashley Strohmeyer has the latest from the consumer experts on how you can help save yourself some cash, plus what area you may not be able to find any savings, no matter how much you search.
It's hard to believe the holidays are drawing near, but as larger retailers prepare to offer some early holiday deals in October to draw in customers weary of inflation, consumer experts warn just because you see a product is on sale doesn't necessarily mean it's a good deal.
To take a step back and look at the percentage of the discount compared to the list price. Is the list price a little too inflated, perhaps, and therefore the discount is not much of a discount?
A slight solution? Retail experts say you should start comparison shopping now for gifts you want to give in December, especially with some economists predicting costs could fluctuate ahead of a potential recession.
My own prediction is that in the next 12 months, we'll likely see a minor recession. That'll lead to a job loss, not just in manufacturing, but in the entire economy.
But one area where comparison shopping may not do you any good is holiday airfare.
Prices are going to keep going up. The energy crisis is still on the table. The war is still on the table. The staffing shortages that caused travel nightmares over the summer have not abated. They're still on the plate. And consumer demand for travel has not diminished at all, in spite of inflation going up.
According to data from travel company Cheap Air, costs for domestic flights currently scheduled for around Thanksgiving are roughly 25% higher than they were this time last year, with costs around Christmas and New Year's averaging about 28% more.
As soon as you find a ticket that you can afford and fits your budget, get it.
Ashley Strohmeyer, Fox News.
Still ahead, a new drug to treat ALS has now been approved by the FDA. Plus, remote job scams are on the rise. Those stories and more coming up. Amazon warehouse and delivery workers will soon see an extra boost in their paychecks. The company says starting in October, the average starting pay for warehouse and delivery workers will be more than $19 an hour. That's up from $18 an hour. Frontline employees will now make between $16 and $26 hourly, but that depends on their role and location. Amazon says it's spending nearly $1 billion on the pay increases and new benefits. The announcement comes as some Amazon workers have been looking to unionize. The company has also faced criticism for the working conditions in its warehouses. A new report indicates lots of Americans are being contacted about phony job opportunities, then are scammed. The report from Allstate Identity Protection says about 1 in 5 U.S. workers has been contacted this year about fraudulent jobs by instant messages. Job seekers are being offered on-the-spot positions, then asked to pay for some work expenses up front. Once people send funds, the money is gone and unrecoverable. The Federal Trade Commission says business and job offer scams cost Americans more than $68 million during the first quarter of this year. Used cars are becoming too expensive for a growing number of car shoppers. Rising interest rates and high prices have weighed on the demand for used cars. The nation's largest used car dealer, CarMax, reported a 54% drop in profits in its second quarter compared to a year ago. Dealerships are also facing parts shortages and limited inventory. Used car prices did fall slightly in August, but are still up nearly 50% compared to 3 years ago. CarMax says the average sale price for a vehicle was roughly $29,000 from June through August. The Fed's preferred inflation gauge ticked up again in August. The Personal Consumption Expenditures Index showed core prices climbed 0.6% from July. Core PCE doesn't include food and energy prices, which are two volatile categories that usually contribute heavily to headline inflation. Including food and energy, prices rose 0.3% in August. A new drug to treat ALS has been approved by the FDA. It's the first new drug approved to treat the fatal degenerative disease in 5 years. Also known as Lou Gehrig's disease, the new treatment promises to extend the lives of patients by several months, slowing the progression of ALS. It comes from Amylyx, a Boston area company founded by Brown University graduates. It will be available in the next few months. Altria putting some distance between itself and vaping company Juul. The Marlboro maker says it will end its non-compete deal, opening the door for it to launch and invest in its own rival vaping products. Altria invested nearly $13 billion in the vaping upstart. Juul is facing a potential ban of its e-cigarettes in the U.S. A new study says an unhappy state of mind might accelerate aging. A study from the startup Deep Longevity Limited that examined people's aging clocks says being unhappy or lonely can speed up the aging process even more than smoking. Researchers say the psychological factors of unhappiness can add 20 months to one's biological age. The study adds unhappiness or loneliness increases risk of cardiovascular disease by roughly 1/3 and can accelerate risk for Alzheimer's, diabetes, and other diseases. Stay with us. We'll have more after the break. And of course, we want to leave you with a smile tonight. How about this? The engagement ring for the pumpkin spice lover. Take a look at this. It's called the Pumpkin Spice Engagement Ring, courtesy of Angelic Diamonds in England. The company says the ring is inspired by, quote, every single detail of the beloved pumpkin spice latte. Comes complete with a rose gold band that is fashioned to look like the rib shape of a pumpkin. The center diamond is described as, quote, whipped cream shaped and is surrounded by a cluster of white diamonds and orange sapphires. If you're looking to purchase the fall inspired sparkler, be warned, it will set you back about $10,000. That's some expensive pumpkin spice. I'm Harriet Wallace. Thanks so much for watching.